With Outlander Season 5 in his rearview mirror, Sam Heughan was able to talk freely about the high points of the season of the hit Starz series when he gathered with his fellow castmates, producers, and best-selling author Diana Gabaldon for a virtual panel on Paley Center's YouTube channel. It was the first time ever Paley Fest LA was held online, and Heughan joked about wanting to get back to work, so he could be done with Zoom-type panels. Season 5 of Outlander was based on Gabaldon's The Fiery Cross, with some key elements being added from A Breath of Snow and Ashes, and also, a big story point that was a detour from Gabaldon's novels, The Death of James Heughan, Godfather Murdoch, Duncan LaCroix. In the books, Murdoch died at the Battle of Culloden, but for the TV series, the decision was made to keep him alive because it gave Claire, Katrina Balfe, and Jamie someone to talk to, especially about her being a time traveler. In the books, Claire has a great deal of internal dialogue, which doesn't translate well to TV. So, Murdoch lived on and became a confidant. But in Season 5, his time finally came. Claire now has fellow time travelers and daughter Brianna, Sophie Skelton, and son-in-law Roger Mackenzie, Richard Rankin, and Murdoch's death became a momentous tragedy in Jamie's life. I think it was really rewarding for myself and for fans, Heughan said of the story. For me, that was a really big moment, and, I think, for Jamie and the whole family it was a huge moment. The repercussions are felt for many episodes after. Murdoch's TV death took place on a battlefield, but instead of Culloden, it was Alamance. And to compound Jamie's grief and make it even more heartfelt, Murdoch died saving Jamie's life. To lose him that day was quite traumatic for Jamie, Heughan continued. So, there was this journey of Jamie coming to terms with it through grief. He explained, first of all, there's shock. Then, there's anger. There's all these stages of grief. Then we get to the medical tent and he realizes that Claire can't help him and he's lost his godfather. It was some really great writing, to be honest, because then Jamie is confronted with Governor Tryon, who had put a bounty on Murdoch's head, and out comes Jamie's emotion, Jamie's grief. But, of course, this is Outlander, and Gabaldon loves putting her characters through the ringer, so there was more to come. Next up for Jamie was being bitten by a venomous snake while he was out hunting buffalo with Roger. Jamie has a strong moment where he has to confront his own mortality, Heughan explained. Jamie finds himself in the forest with the man that he thinks is not worthy of being his daughter's husband, a man he thinks is not suited to this world and this time period, and he confronts that and is surprised by Roger's fortitude and Roger's own unique way of viewing the world. One element of it that Heughan, who is now a producer on the series, enjoyed was working with the makeup department to create an appropriate snake bite on his thigh. We have all these amazing surgeries and grotesque prosthetics that we have to use and wear, he said. Just to be part of that conversation, to talk about what do we have to use and wear, what happens to your body when you get bitten by a snake, what happens to the wounds. We had all these amazing prosthetics that we used for that story. And the final major event of the season was Claire's abduction and rape at the hands of some ne'er-do-wells from Brownsville, who wanted to teach her a lesson. Before kidnapping Claire, they had set fire to Jamie's still, so he was off fighting fires and was late coming to her rescue. Jamie, having been through trauma himself, understands that he needs to be there for her and support her, Heughan said. He also has to respond to what Claire needs. We talked about physical touch and when he felt he could touch her. We focused on that in the last scene. Jamie and Claire are holding hands. At the end of Season 5, each member of the family has been through a great deal of trauma, but they get through it because they have each other. But there is definitely more to come in Season 6. This family is together but they are fractured absolutely, Heughan concludes. They are in no way healed from it. The cracks are still there. They are united and about to face the storm, the Revolutionary War, ahead.